Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished.
It's now been over a year since the death of Kobe Bryant. His loss was sudden, and people still can't believe he's gone. Many wish he was still with us and watching the NBA and helping new players with their skills and techniques. Sadly, he's not with us anymore, but that doesn't mean we can't honor him in various other ways, including noting some of his best moments on the court throughout his career. So with that, allow us to show you 11 times Kobe Bryant absolutely owned his competition. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 11. The 81-point game. Let's start off with one of the all-time greatest performances in not just Kobe's life, but in NBA history. When it comes to scoring points in a game, players oftentimes get hot and score many points. The all-time greatest is Wilt Chamberlain's 100-point game. But Kobe? He got closer than most when he faced the Toronto Raptors in 2006. In what was dubbed a come-from-behind victory, Kobe went off and popped up shot after shot. What started out as a simple attempt to get his team to win became a case of give Kobe the ball so he can shoot it thing. Bryant finished with 81 points on 28 of 46 shooting, including 7 of 13 from three-point range and 18 of 20 from the foul line. And yes, the Lakers won the game. It's a landmark in the modern era, something that Magic, Kareem, Larry, Jordan, and even LeBron have never matched, or even come close to. Not to mention there were no cameras at the game that had Wilt going for 100. So to see on TV Kobe going crazy and raking up the points, yeah, that was something special, and fans lovingly remember that to this day.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see a career high for Kobe Bryant.
10. The facial. When fighting against the San Antonio Spurs earlier in his career, there was a moment where he went to the rim and just posterized defensive player Allen Jackson in order to get a sweet dunk. He could have been easily blocked or missed the dunk, but he went for it anyway, and the crowd, the announcers, all of them were shocked that he was able to pull it off. And remember, this was a younger Kobe Bryant. This wasn't the fully seasoned vet that would make this move in his sleep. Plus, look at the height that he got to do the facial poster as well as get that dunk. And when he landed, it was like nothing had happened to him. But for that Spurs player, he just got owned by future legend. And that's what makes this so special.
Serving up a facial on Jarrett Jackson.
9. Dunk and hold. Kobe Bryant was never shy about doing dunks when the opportunity arose, and we're sure you know about that. But there are times when fans were shocked by what he did. Because while the last entry had Kobe going over an average height NBA player, one time he went over Dwight Howard, whom you may recall is one of the biggest people in the NBA. But not only did Kobe do it, he posterized him in such a way that after he dunked the ball, he held on to the rim because Howard was attached to him, still from the move he put on him. And let's not forget the lead up to this, where Kobe drove through the Magic like they were nothing before ending up at the rim in a dramatic fashion. Kobe dominated a whole team and their all-star in one move. Wow. 8. Sensational play. If you've watched the NBA for a good stretch of time, you'll have seen down the court passes to players who either dunk or do a layup for an easy 2 points, right? But in this play, Kobe had that happen to him, but he did it in style. One of the Lakers players threw a bomb pass down the court, which Kobe got, then did a behind-the-back dribble to fool the defender. And then, for some extra flair, he went and did a 360 dunk. We can refer to that as Kobe style. Think about all he had to do in that play to not just make it work, but make it shine. Especially in terms of that he had seconds to get it all done, else waste a perfectly good setup and pass. He could have done various things to make the basket, but he chose to go for style, and that's why it's one of his best plays ever.
Long run out by Kobe Bryant.
7. Elevation. During a recent biopic, Larry Bird noted about Michael Jordan that you can't hold the great ones down, and that certainly is a line that can apply to Kobe Bryant for all sorts of reasons. Not the least of which is that when he elevated for dunks, he elevated for dunks, which brings us to this particular clip where he drove through a bunch of wizards on the court in order to get a dunk. He not only went over players, you could see how high he was above the rim in order to make that dunk. Kobe made it look so effortless that his teammates on the bench were laughing at how awesome it was. Think we're done praising his dunks? Not even close. 6. Windmill slam. We present to you at this point a windmill dunk that he did during a game with the Minnesota Timberwolves. What makes this particular sequence so special is manifold, not the least of which was that it started out as a regular play. The Lakers were passing the ball and eventually made it to Kobe, who drove down the baseline and went up with 2 Timberwolves defending him, and he was able to fake them out to deliver the windmill slam. Not only was that play beautiful, he did it on Kevin Garnett, who is known as one of the best defensive players in the modern era, and he had to duke him and a second Timberwolf who tried to stop him. But like Larry Bird said, you can't hold the great ones down. 5. Give it to Kobe. If you look at the legends of the game, you're going to find moments and sequences that truly showed why you put the balls in their hands when the time is low and you need to win the game. In this case, the Lakers were down quite a few points with less than a minute to go in a game against the Toronto Raptors. The Lakers needed a big push, and as if on cue, Kobe caught fire and started draining threes. He sent the game to overtime and then in overtime got a key dunk to help secure the win. The Raptors likely thought they had the game won and that the Lakers couldn't catch up. They were very, very wrong.
Yes! Kobe!
4. I couldn't have done anything about it. Picture this if you will. Lakers are down 2. You know the ball is going to Bryant, so the Miami Heat put Dwayne Wade on him. A wise choice. Kobe gets the ball with seconds left, works his way to the best possible shot he can, pops it up, and banks it in with no time left. The Lakers are thrilled, the Heat are mad, and as the announcer noted, when it comes to a shot like that, there's nothing the defender could have done. Why? Because when Kobe Bryant is on his game, there isn't anyone who could have stopped him.
Anything about it. And he clearly got it off in time. What a tough shot, banking in the 3.
3. Kobe doing work. Let's do yet another 3-point sequence, but a daily double as it were. The Portland Trail Blazers were up in a game against Kobe and the Lakers, and they had a really good defender in Patterson on him, who wasn't giving him an inch to get a shot up. But Kobe was able to get a miracle shot up, and it swished. But wait, there's more. In overtime, Portland was up 2, and the crowd was chanting, "Beat LA," and that wasn't going to happen. Because Kobe got the ball, made the basket with no time left, and the Lakers left as winners. Why? Because it's Kobe Bryant, and that's what he does. 2. Who has the ball? In a game against the Utah Jazz, Kobe had to put up the performance of a lifetime to help get his team not just the lead, but the win. He was draining baskets all night, and slowly but surely he got his team the lead with barely any time left in the fourth quarter. His total for that game? 58 points. That showed not just his dominance, but his ability to get the job done on any given night so that his team could always count on him. 1. Playoff dominance. We started this list with a big feat that Kobe Bryant did, but let's not forget about his other legendary feats, his NBA Finals wins. Whether it was with Shaq, Pau Gasol, Derek Fisher, Andrew Bynum, and so on, when Kobe went to the NBA playoffs, you expected his team to get to the finals, and they did a lot. He won 3 out of 4 with Shaq, and then went and won 2 without Shaq, as well as going to 2 other finals appearances where he didn't win. But even in those losses, Kobe played tough and showed his skills. Many legends never won titles. Kobe won 5. So what do you think? What do you think of this look back at the career of Kobe Bryant and how he absolutely owned the competition at times? Which of these moments do you look back fondly on because you know the talent of Kobe Bryant? Which ones do you feel are more appreciated now due to his passing? Do you know of other plays that should be on this list that showed Kobe's dominance? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.